We'll now begin this particular meeting for fiscal responsibility and economic development. Wednesday, May 24th at 3 p.m. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Senator Butler, Senator Carnley, Senator Chasteen, Senator Coleman, Senator Figures, Senator Gavan, Senator Hatcher, Senator Hovey, Senator Kelly, Senator Melson, Senator Roberts, Senator Sessions, Senator Weaver, Senator Gutcher.
Here.
9.
We have 9. That means we have a quorum. We can conduct business. 10 now. So 10 people, we have enough to conduct business. We're going to rearrange the schedule just a little bit. If you look at your agenda, guys, the one that's at the bottom, HB 298, Representative Sales. We're going to bring him up because he has a meeting to get to immediately downstairs. So the floor is yours, Representative Sales. Will you check the mic for us?
Okay, I got it.
There you
go. Thank you. I think the committee members are somewhat familiar with this piece of legislation, so I won't spend a lot of time on it. I will tell you that the smartphones and devices come with the factory install filter already on the phone. And what this legislation says is let's turn that filter, default it to the on setting instead of the off setting. If there's any questions?
It's a pleasure of the committee.
I'm grateful for you bringing this bill, sir. I think the opportunities that we have to protect our youngest, most vulnerable children here make a lot of sense to me.
Yes,
Thank you for bringing that.
Yes, sir, I agree.
Chairman, I'd like to move favorable.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I just want to say something real quick.
Please do. You're recognized.
I appreciate, I think your intent's good. I'm just concerned we're going to be big brother over every electronic device.
Yep.
And
all we're asking is just the filter.
I understand, but once you do the phone, then it's the TV, which are all streaming now. Then it's going to be the laptop and the computer. And I've got 3 kids. I take the initiative to buy a filter on there, and they're readily available. So, I mean, I think putting the burden on a manufacturer of an electronic device is probably a little bit over what we should be doing. But, I mean, I understand your intent, and I appreciate it.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Senator
Chris,
Butler.
could you give us, Representative Seals, could you give us a little better explanation
Yes,
what
sir.
this bill does?
Yes, sir. So years ago, they had, as a matter of fact, Alabama has laws that you can't have a adult bookstore or adult movie store within 1,000 feet of a school, a daycare, a church, and all this kind of things with children. Well, when's the last time you've seen an adult bookstore or movie store? You don't, because now all this information is right on your phone. And so what this does is basically tries to make it harder for children to access this. I've been doing this for going on 4 years. I know way too much about this, more than I ever wanted to know, and this is a problem. And Senator Carney was right, but not every parent takes the initiative to do that. And a lot of times it's the underprivileged kids or children that don't do that are more likely to get in trouble. And if Barry Matson was here to talk, so this is a huge problem. Yes, sir.
Yes, Senator. You recognize Melson.
So you're just going under the screen time, going to the settings, and all you're going to do is just have them bring it where it has the restrictions on no adult.
There's a setting there that says web content.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it.
Settings, and then what happens if you click turn it off, it'll say put into code.
So really there's no increased cost to the provider?
It will only affect brand new phones manufactured after January the 1st, and it will, and to just say enter a password. That's
second.
Got a second. We'll still have discussion. Senator Coleman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm conflicted on this bill because, of course, I've heard the issues on both sides. I have been a champion for many years and have led the fight in this body against human trafficking, and we know that there can be a direct correlation. But my issue is, does your bill go after the porn industry?
Okay, the porn industry, there's thousands of porn sites.
So that would be a no?
That would be a no.
That would be a no.
That'd be a no. This is
I really think we ought to do something to go after the industry. Does your bill, and I think the question has already been asked, you know, I have a 22-year-old that's a gamer, but he's been gaming since he was about 5 years old.
I was listening to you last night on the app, and I heard about your children.
Yeah, heard about my kids. You've heard plenty about them through the years anyway, but, you know, in the absence of me turning on a parental control on a gaming system, does this bill target the gaming industry?
No.
Which would have the children, if somebody doesn't go in and turn them on, it would be the same. I just feel like we could have done something if you really, really, really wanted to address the issue.
Well, I can promise you I really, really want to.
And I'm not questioning your heart. I'm sorry. I'm not questioning your heart at all.
This is the easiest solution with the least amount of impact on the manufacturer. The filter's already there.
But that's your opinion. And the only thing that I guess sometimes I think people may use low-income folks as if low-income folks are not good parents. There are lots of low-income folks
that's
that
right.
are trying to protect their children,
but not
and will turn on those parental controls.
Everybody buys
So to make an assumption that low-income folks don't do that, I just thought that was, you know, wrong.
Right.
But again, I don't question the gentleman's heart. I just wish we could have done something a little bit more comprehensive to where we really went after the porn industry itself instead of just picking one industry, picking one, you know, making it harder for maybe the state of Alabama. Because from what we hear, a manufacturer can't just create a cell phone for one state. And so that's the challenge that I have, and I have no further comment.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any further? Thank you, Senator Coleman. Anybody else with further discussion? Senator Sells, we've got to know each other the past really week and a half better than I think we've ever got to know each other. We've been on phone calls. We're talking to people all over the nation. I appreciate your intent. I appreciate everything you've done for this particular bill. And having said that, we have a first and a second. If there's no further discussion, we'll let you call the roll.
Senator Gutcher?
Aye.
Senator Butler? Senator Carnley? Senator Chasteen? Senator Coleman? Senator Figures? Senator Gavan? Senator Hatcher? Senator Hovey? Senator Kelly? Senator Melson? Senator Roberts? Senator Weaver? Senator, oh, I got you. I'm sorry. I apologize, Senator Sessions. I just did right over your name. Senator Sessions.
Aye.
Representative Sells, your bill, HB 298, passes 9-1 vote, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee.
Congratulations. And congratulations to the front row out there. Yeah, good job. All right, now we're going to get back on track with SB 335. Senator Hatcher, you're up, my friend.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. SB 335 actually, I think, does the job that we're seeking to do to put some meat on the bones for mental health. And the way that is happening, if I may, I think most folk know that I do sometimes, I'm a minister. I think it's in Luke where it says, physician, heal thyself. And a part of what this is seeking to do is to establish a wellness program and committee so that those folk who are seeking to take care of others, particularly as it relates to individuals seeking counseling, that they will also be taken care of as well. What I will say, just on a side note, with relating to this bill and why I feel it's, first of all, a good bill and necessary, is for those of us who do counseling, and you are hearing the concerns, deep concerns of so many others, it's so easy to find yourself in a position where you're overwhelmed. And so a lot of people may find themselves trafficking, so to speak, in ways that is not even good for their health. The good thing about this is that it allows an opportunity for the Alabama Board of Examiners to establish a program that helps others. So,
Senator Butler. Move for favorable. Excuse me, we have an
Oh,
amendment.
that's right. You do have an amendment?
Yes.
What the amendment seeks to do, Mr. Chairman, do I need to speak to that amendment before we?
Speak away.
What the amendment seeks to do, and thank goodness for good teamwork, is one of the things is that if you have an individual who, for the most part, may engage in things that could be harmful to individuals they've been serving, it certainly will protect both the individuals and the Alabama examiners in a way that creates some accountability for some of the behavior. And if there's other explanations, there are individuals, I believe, who are present who might be able to offer that a lot more eloquently.
What's the pleasure of the committee on this, on the amendment? Have a move for favorable. We have a second. Senator Chastain, is everyone okay with using previous roll, that objection? That'll be added. All right, let's do a roll call vote.
Senator Butler, Senator Carnley, Senator Chastain, Senator Coleman, Senator Figures, Senator Gavan, Senator Hatcher, Senator Hovey, Senator Kelly, Senator Melson, Senator Roberts, Senator Sessions, Senator Weaver, Senator Gutcher.
All right. The amendment passes 11-0, and then we are going to move to the engrossed or the amended bill. Before we do that, we'll have discussion. Senator Coleman. Move it passage. We have a motion from Senator Coleman. We have a second from Senator Chastain on the amended bill using previous roll without objection. Hearing none, that passes 11-0. Thank you. Senator Hatcher, your bill SB 335 passes 11-0. Next is Representative Wadsworth, HB 422. He is not here, and we had a sub that we were going to be looking at with him not being here. I'm going to use it's for a local bill for Smith Lake, and that is every senator that touches Smith Lake, every House member that touches Smith Lake is in this particular bill. We've all signed off on this, so even though it's a state statute, it is kind of a local bill. And so having said that, I'll make a favorable motion for final passage. We have a second, Senator. All right, using previous roll without objection. All right, having said that, that also moves 11-0. Next is HB 390. This is a bill that Senator Livingston had, that we had a companion bill that we've already passed through this committee. Move for favorable. Do we have a second? Second, using previous roll. Hearing none, that also passes 11-0. Next is SB 348. Again, this is a local bill at state statute that was brought up. I placed this bill in because my House member was trying to get this passed. He waited until this past week, and I was trying to get this up just to get him in place to be able to pass his bill. And that's why this bill is here. It's for food pantries. That's in Coleman County only. I'll make a favorable motion for that particular bill. I will by the time I get there. Yeah, I need that. We have a second, Senator. Scott Roberts has got that on there. And then using previous roll without objection. And then I just got to make a note on this particular bill. There'll be a sunset added to this bill as we go forward to the floor. Next is SB 350, which is also a particular bill that I've been working on. This is for the State Board of Licensures for Massage Therapists, created if we needed to move this particular office to the Secretary of State. That is something, I got you. That is something that we are using as a backup. We've been going back and forth with the massage therapy boards. Obviously, Keith Warren and his group are here. At the same time, we have not concurred. If that does not concur on the floor, then they don't have a board by the time we end this session. This is only a backup is all this is. I just don't want to go any further without having a backup because we have to drop it if we're going to move it. Having said that, I'll make a favorable motion on this. Do we have a second? We got Senator Roberts as a second. Any further discussion? Having none, using previous roll. Senator Coleman.
Thank you. I just want to understand, because we're moving really quick. Mm-hmm. And so you just made the statement that if we do not adopt this bill or pass it, I guess ultimately the massage therapist will no longer have a board.
That is not correct.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought I heard you say.
No, so we have a bill that has been agreed upon in conference from the House and for the Senate. And with both of those, the House has concurred, the Senate has not. I have not talked to Senator Barfoot about it, but at the same time, we've waited a couple weeks. This is our last day that we're able to put a bill in. If this is a backup only, if they do not go forward with the agreed bill that was in conference.
Understood.
It's just a
again,
safety net.
Understand it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Having none, not using previous roll. Is that okay with any objections? Hearing none, that moves 11-0. Next is HB 168 from Representative Underwood. This is a companion bill also with Senator Gavan that we've already passed through here. We move for favorable. Do we have a second? Second, Senator Cornley. Using previous roll without objection. Hearing none, that also moves 11-0. And I believe that is it. I know that went fast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. We are adjourned.